Could you tell us about the right attitude of a volunteer that helps both his or her personal growth and the growth of an organization?
Well, it's volunteering is not exactly connected to an organization. It's an attitude. See, we all have what we have. All of us have in abundance from the time of birth is time. See, we all have this. This is what we came with: time, time on earth. So this time, how we use makes us. How we use this time it makes us. So when we use it for the sake of the poor and the helpless and the for the upliftment of the awareness of people, automatically you get uplifted. You see, we can use the same time for eating, drinking, sleeping, and enjoying, experiencing sensory pleasures. That's what we do anyway. But we suddenly decide, okay, I want to spend this time for the sake of people who may not have much, or helping the helpless, or creating a particular vibration that brings harmony, peace, love, kindness in people. Automatically, that goes through you. See, for example, imagine you are very angry towards somebody. How much of anger will you give to the other person? Only as much as your mouth can afford or your face can show. That's all. But inside is much more, right? Likewise, when you become very kind towards somebody and you're expressing that kindness, there is much more kindness inside you, right? So when you're constantly working in that way, how much of purification that happens? It has nothing to do with an organization. Organization is a platform which helps you to do it. But it's not about organization. It's about our attitude. When you become the world to people, that's the best gift you can get in this lifetime. When your love expands, when your heart expands, and you become the world to many people, this thing money cannot buy. Money cannot buy this. See, there was a conversation recently. I said, "What is in it for me?" Somebody asked. I said, "Nothing. You get something which money cannot buy. That I guarantee." I guarantee you something which money cannot buy. That means that kind of satisfaction, fulfillment, your net worth increases by doing good to the world. And the world rejoices because you are walking the earth. What more can you ask for? Money cannot buy this. Money can only buy things which may give you pleasure, not happiness. So volunteering is a very noble act, and it is not connected to an organization. It's connected to you as a person. And that connection expands you much more than the world outside. So maybe you will express 20%, maybe you will express 30%, 40%, 50%, but there is 100% in you. Your compassion expands you 100%, while you are delivering probably 50%. And when you become love, you don't have to express anything. Just like the sun, soon say. Just like the sun. Sun does not have to decide to give you light. Sun's nature is light. So you get the light. Like that, when you become love, you don't have to decide to give any love. You are love, so that people get it in abundance, in bucket loads they can carry. So much of love. But when we do it for others, for something, like, for example, some name, fame, appreciation, award, reward, then it's contaminated. Because many people do that. See, there was a story of a commercial, a Pepsi commercial, Pepsi or Coca-Cola, some fizzy drink commercial. And they went to the slum area where poor people live, and they gave all the children a bottle, and they made the whole video, a commercial, and none of the bottle had any liquid. So all the children got the bottle, but there was nothing in it. It was basically cheating. Yeah. But the children are children. They were happy. They were running around, jumping up and down. And they made a commercial with some movie star along with it. But that's what we call as treachery. Treachery. That kind of a thing we do, it is basically we are expressing poverty. When we do things half-heartedly with pretension, that means we are expressing inner poverty. When we refuse to spend time with people who do not have anything, we are only expressing inner poverty, because we are only trying to collect things which we cannot carry anywhere. We have to leave them behind. So I have mentioned this earlier also. You can give what you have in abundance. If you have money in abundance, you give money in abundance. Your time in abundance, give time. If you have skills in abundance, give skills. So what you have in abundance, that's what you can give, and that would be your way of expanding your awareness. So it's a beautiful thing. Volunteering is amazing, because first of all, volunteering with expectation means it's not volunteering. You're expecting something, even people to appreciate you, or say you've done a great job or something. That itself is bad. I would say there was a story of a great king. He used to do a lot of charity work, and he always used to look at his own toes when he gives things to people, because he wouldn't look at the faces of people, because then he starts thinking, right? When you look at a face, automatically thought starts happening inside. So when he looks at his own toe, he cannot think more. My toes are there, I can see my toes. But so he didn't want any contamination by looking at a person and feeling that, hey, I am rich, so I am giving. So we need to be very humble, and it should add to our humility more and more, more and more humble, and that helps more and more purification. We become pure and pure. Yeah, so this is what about volunteering. Volunteering is for us, not for the others. So when we feel that it's for a organization, that's not true. Organization has helped to come together. That's all. Organization has brought people together. Apart from that, there is no particular thing for organization. But the benefit is all coming to you. Maybe there is a name that comes as part of the organization, but that also gives you credibility. See, if you are part of an organization, if the organization has credibility, that helps you to do your job well. Yeah. So the credibility of the organization is always a plus point. It's always a blessing. And that helps you to do your job much more better.
If you resonate with what Mohanji is saying, if you are seeking clarity, guidance, or deeper connection, Mohanji goes live every Sunday for a transformational 2-hour Q&A session. He personally answers your questions. For more info and to register, scan the QR code on the screen.